Hello students, welcome back to Intro to Programming with Minecraft. We're here in Activity 6 of Python 101 where we will be talking about for loops and conditional statements in order to help these people drive their car. So let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Now before we actually get in, I want to talk about a few commands that we'll be using today. So here's my code builder. No coding is needed now. Okay. So the first command that we're going to talk about is the for loop. So I'm going to say for and then a variable in range and then parentheses. And then whatever number I put here, like 10, that's 19, 10, I'm gonna put a colon afterwards, and then when I push enter, there is a indent. And basically anything that's in the indented area is what's going to be executed by the for loop. So I can say player dot say hi. And then if I run that, what that'll do is it makes the player say hi 10 times. Okay, now in a similar way, we can say if. And then we can put some kind of command here. And if this is true, so let's make a variable real quick. X equals 10. If x is greater than 2, colon. Now again we have that same indent, then I'm going to say player dot say that's a big number. Okay, let's try that. That is a big number. Okay, but if I change it to 1, that's smaller than 2, and it doesn't say anything. It still says that's a big number on the screen, but that was the last one that I said. Okay, so with that in mind, I think we're ready to go ahead and go in. So he's gonna let me in. We're gonna try to make this car work. Hello, nice car, beep beep. Okay, I need to write some code that'll make the agent stop, start, or wait for 2 seconds, depending on the traffic lights. Can you write some code to make the agent aware of the lights? Okay, so if I look here, what I've got is the agent, and he's got a green light next to him. And then on this one, there's a red light, and then here's a yellow light. So on this first one, I want him to go forward as long as the light is green. So let's go ahead and push C. And this is the frustrating thing. The code started working and then the tutorial crashed. So our instructions are kind of iffy here. So I'm gonna start off by making a for loop set to 7. So it's going to repeat 7 times. For x in range 7. It's going to repeat 7 times. And now if the agent detects a block next to them, here we'll use an agent block. Agent detect. And I can put that in right there. If agent detect, and what this is going to do is say, does the agent see a block? Agent detection block, and I don't want him looking forward. I want him looking to the left, all caps, colon right there, and then anything that I type in right here in the indent is going to happen. If the agent sees something next to him, then the agent should move forward. So let's go agent move. Oops, too much space there. Make sure it's indented. Okay, so 7 times in a row. If there's a block next to the agent, move forward by 1. Yay! Okay, let's go over to part 2. Now in this one, we want the agent to move forward until there is the red block, and then we want him to stop. So this one is actually pretty straightforward. All I have to do is say if not. So what that's going to say is if there's not a block to the left, go ahead and move forward. But when there is a block, then stop. So as long as there is not a block, he's going to keep moving forward. There he goes. And then he stops as soon as he sees a block. Now this is a yellow light, and what we want him to do is go up to the yellow light, stop for 2 seconds, and then carry on. So right here, if there's no block next to him, he can go ahead and go forward. But if there is a block next to him, then he should wait for 2 seconds and then move forward. If this is true, so let's go to Agent, Detect, and we don't want to check forward, we want to check to the left. So we want to grab the pause block, which is here under loops. Logic? Loops? I forget. Oh, there it is in loops. Loops.pause. But we want to pause for 2 seconds, and this number right here is in milliseconds. So that would be 2,000 milliseconds. After you're done pausing, then agent move forward 1. Okay, that should do it. Yay! Okay, so this one is a little interesting. Let's look. I need to write some code that will give the agent the ability to navigate street corners by looking at the signs. However, it never turns the correct direction. Can you write some code to make the agent aware of the signs? So let's look right here. This agent is going to move forward, and then there's a sign that says turn left. Also, I noticed there's this blue terracotta block right here. And then over here, turning right is a pink terracotta block. And then left, left. Okay, so let's go ahead and look in our code. And in the code for this one, they were nice enough to start off by specifying that the variable left is a blue glazed terracotta block, where the right is a pink glazed terracotta. So I'm going to start off part 1 with a for loop set to 9. So for x in range 9, colon. And then there's an if-else conditional with the agent inspect condition. If, now in this one we don't want to use agent detect, we want to use agent inspect. Detect is just going to say if there is or is not a block next to you. Inspect is going to tell you what block is next to you. So we're going to go to agent and use the inspect block. There it is. If agent inspection block forward, so looking and forward, and in this case I want to ask what it's equal to. So remember, use 2 equals for comparison. And in this case I want to say if it looks forward and it sees the left block. And remember, left is a variable that's referring back to this one, blue glazed terracotta. So it's saying if I look forward and I see a terracotta block, then agent dot turn. Actually, let's grab the agent block here. Move agent turn. Okay, let me put that back where it goes. Okay, and actually they've already filled this out for me with left. Else. Now the else part means that if that's not true, then you should do this. So the else here is, what should we do if there isn't a block in front of you? Well, then we should say that the agent should move forward if there's nothing in front of them. Oh, let's grab that. There we go. Okay, so let's play that. There he goes. All right, now we can go to part 2. In part 2, we're going to do the same thing, but now we need to account for turning right. So the first thing I'm going to do in part 2 is I'm going to expand the loop from 9 to 21. And now I'm going to change this to an elif. So I'm going to get rid of this piece right here, and then instead of else, I'm going to put elif. And that's just a short way of saying else if. So that means if the first condition's true, do that, but if it's not true, then here's another condition. Else if, and let's do another agent inspect. There it is. If the agent inspects and the block in front of them is a right block, which would be the pink glazed terracotta, then they should agent.turn direction dot right. And then I'm going to end that with the statement that we did earlier, else agent.move forward 1. Yay! Okay, so now we can move on to activity 3. And this one I'm going to leave as a challenge for you. But it's going to create a random series of blocks, and you have to figure out how you can program your agent to navigate through these random series of blocks. So, good luck with that. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.